Well, I'll be dipped. Welcome back to Slick's Open Bar. Yeah! The Friday edition. I love Fridays. Always my favorite day of the week. As a matter of fact, I took off a bunch of Fridays. I always do in the summer. And I got one of my, as a matter of fact, one of my good listeners who lives in Los Angeles, California, in L.A., Marco. He listens to me in L.A. He's from Buffalo originally. He's like a writer. He writes stories and screenplays and whatnot. And one of these days, he's going to be famous. But he's like, I know you take some time off in the summer, but it seemed to be a little bit extreme, like a little bit longer than usual. And then I figured out, yeah, they canned him. So Marco is on board now, though. He is giving the corporate pigs a piece of his mind, and he's also now subscribing to the Slickcast. And that's what I must implore you all to do. I mean, all these people that made hundreds of nice comments on Facebook, I need you to go to the Podbean, go to www.slicktom.com, and you will find the Mother podcast on Podbean, and just click subscribe, and you'll be helping me out immensely. And we wouldn't be getting this far and being on all these different streaming devices. We're now on Apple, YouTube, Amazon, iHeart, Spotify, Podchaser, and some other ones I've never heard of before. But it's all thanks to Julia from Lakewood Studios. I'm telling you, she is excellent. If you ever need help on a podcast, technical help, or you need a website designer, the psychedelic slicktom.com that you see, kind of a caricature of me, that is, she did that. So, I mean, and it actually looks better than the real picture of me that I had up before. Although I kind of like that I look pretty disheveled in that one. Disheveled is my middle name. What are you kidding me? Hey, listen, just, thanks to Julia, and hit the subscribe button and spread this around to your friends, okay? Because I only have so many Facebook friends. And, it's true that only a fraction of your Facebook friends actually see your page. I mean, thousands of friends of mine, their page never comes up in my feed. So I guess you got to stalk them or something. But I need more stalkers, I guess. So, spread it out there. Get it out there. And you'll be doing the old Slick one a real favor. And I will buy you a beer and a shot the next time I see you. And I got to tell you, I'm very excited about the next podcast, the next Slickcast we're going to be doing. It's with a local radio legend. That's all I want to say, because if I say anything else, it'll give it away. But he's already consented to do the interview, and we're gonna get deep into this person. We're gonna get to the bottom of this guy, Buffalo radio legend. Stay tuned for that. Well, of course, the Democratic convention ended tonight. And, some great speeches. I mean, you got to admit, they've run a pretty tight ship, pretty slick, production, a lot of great speakers. And I thought the difference in the past is they didn't really call out Trump for stuff. They kind of said, we go high, they go low, whatever. This time they actually called him out because he's got a record now on being in office. And I thought Leon Panetta really put a stake through Trump's heart there. Of course, he was the former White House chief of staff. He was the Secretary of Defense. He was the former head of the CIA. He said Trump tells tyrants like Putin they can do whatever the hell they want, while Harris is the kind of leader who says, the hell you can. And he also lambasted Trump for calling military veterans, deceased veterans, suckers and losers. They have really murdered Trump with a lot of things that he has said and done. I don't know. I mean, Trump is really on the ropes now. I really want to see these numbers next week. I mean, I think they really, really did some serious damage. And then, of course, you had Harris's speech. She called him an unserious person, said she would be a president for all Americans, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, whatever. And that would be refreshing because Trump is probably the only president that I can ever remember who, basically took sides. I mean, during the, you remember during the pandemic when they were, doing the ventilators, there was a shortage of ventilators, and the government, the White House was getting ventilators made somewhere. And, if you were in Alabama and you needed ventilators, sure, man, here's 500 of them. If you were like in New York State or Massachusetts or California, they'd be like, oh, sorry, we can't help you, man. We're kind of short on supplies right now, I mean, and people are dying, you know what I mean? I mean, this is serious shit. You don't play politics with ventilators, dude. I mean, that was really bad. I mean, that's just one thing, okay? But, Trump, you know him. If you love him, he loves you. If you don't like him, he really hates you. So you could see the hate that he must have for the states that don't vote for him, just like he has for the people that don't vote for him. I mean, he's really psychotic. But I think they really ran a lot of great speeches. Elizabeth Warren, then you had the Obamas, both Michelle and Barack Obama, the whole small thing, getting on Trump about his crowd size. I mean, I thought that was excellent.
I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me.
It's small. Just, it's petty. It's petty. Trump and his crowd size. So, I think they pretty much, poked a lot of holes in this guy. Reminded people of the chaos that we really had under Donald Trump and the shitter that he left the country in. A lot of these Trump people, they forget his last year in office. They want to talk about how great the economy was his first 3 years. First of all, he inherited a solid economy from Obama. All he did was goose it for tax cuts, which most of it went to the top 1%, people making over $400,000 a year. I also liked it when they got on his case for sucking up to dictators, which is totally true. He treats our allies like shit. Yeah, good. You could take Ukraine. Who cares? He treats our allies like shit and sucks up to people like Putin and that asshole Kim Jong-un in North Korea, that fucking lunatic. And, people forget Otto Warmbier, who was held in custody, charged with subversion. This young kid, they had him in custody back in 2016. They released him in 2017 in a vegetative state. So they fucked him up. They did brain damage to him. Then they release him. And this is Trump's buddy, right? Kim Jong-un. Yeah, what a guy. What a guy. Sends one of our citizens home brain dead. Anyways, listen. I could go on for days, but I'm out of here. And that noise you hear in the background, that is my bulldog Toots sawing toothpicks, because that's what she does best. Saw toothpicks and eat me out of house and home. So that's all I got for you on the Slickcast for Friday. Have a kick-ass weekend. Remain calm. Circle the damn wagons. Go Bills. And, of course, weed, whiskey, and Warren Zevon. See you next time. And don't forget to share this Slickcast. Don't make me come looking for you or send Toots after you.